Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. And right now you can get the Sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over on cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you check out. Hey friends, it's Tomer, and welcome back to another Commander Quickie. With quarantine preventing most of us from playing Magic together in person, some people have turned to long-distance solutions to get their Commander fix. While the most common method is to play via webcams, one often overlooked method that I highly recommend is playing on Magic Online, aka MTGO. Now is the best time to give it a shot because Cardhoarder is offering free 5-ticket loan accounts that you can use to pick up powerful Commander decks to play with for free. Tickets are a MTGO currency, with one ticket being equivalent to $1, which doesn't sound like a lot, but with most digital decks costing a fraction of their paper counterparts, you can easily build powerful decks on a 5-ticket budget. If you're interested in an in-depth guide on how to set up Magic Online and use Cardhoarder, then check out Seth's excellent guide covering all that, link in the video description below. But for an ultra-fast recap, this is what you'll need to do. First, you need to install MTGO, set up a basic account, and upgrade it to a full account, which costs $10. This is the only time you'll have to pay any money to play online. Next, you just have to set up your free 5-ticket loan account with Cardhoarder. And that's it. Now you can borrow cards as often as you'd like. Simply put the desired cards or import entire decks into your cart on Cardhoarder. By the way, all decks on MTGGoldfish have a handy Buy from Cardhoarder button that pastes the entire deck into your cart with one click. Then at checkout, make sure you're ordering them with your loan account. As soon as you complete your order, an automated bot will deliver the cards to you on MTGO. And when you want to return the cards, just click the Return Order button on Cardhoarder and an automated bot will pick up the cards from you. And that's all there is to it. Borrowing and returning cards is a fully automated, streamlined process. And now that we've covered how to borrow 5 tickets worth of cards, here's 5 complete Commander deck lists that you can borrow for free through the loan program. First off is Shrine Enchantress. Core Set 2021 recently arrived, and with it came 6 new Shrine cards, including one that tutors up all the others, Sanctum of All, bringing the total of Shrine cards up to 11. Ever since these cards were revealed, there's been a ton of hype around Shrine Tribal. The concept of the deck is simple. Since all Shrine cards get stronger the more shrines you control, the idea is to jam all 11 Shrine cards in a deck and try to put them all on the battlefield as quickly as possible. Shrines do everything you need a deck to do. You ramp with Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest, draw cards with Honden of Seeing Winds, take out threats with Honden of Infinite Rage, and win the game with Sanctum of Stonefangs. Because of this, Shrines are a wonderful base to build a deck on top of. To play all 11 Shrines, we'll need to pick a 5-color commander. Of the ones available, by far the best option is Sisay Weatherlight Captain, since she can repeatedly tutor up all our legendary shrines, which is exactly what we want to be doing. From there, I decided to lean heavily on an Enchantress theme, since all the shrines are enchantments and Enchantress has a ton of support, especially when building on a budget. The end result is an Enchantress control deck that looks to fill the board with shrines as quickly and consistently as possible. The deck is filled with ways to tutor up our shrines, ramp, card draw, and removal. Best of all, our deck is loaded with mass recursion, so we can easily bounce back from board wipes. Next up is Niv-Mizzet the classic Izzet Spellslinger deck. We're here to cast tons of instants and sorceries, removing threats with Pongify and Mog Salvage, countering spells with Counterspell, and of course, drawing tons of cards like with Deep Analysis. We turn all this spellslinging into a giant army with Docent of Perfection, double up with Double Vision, and recur spells with Spellweaver Volutes. But while we're burying our opponents in value, we have a bunch of ways to outright win the game, such as Niv-Mizzet plus either Curiosity, Ophidian Eye, or Tandem Lookout for infinite card draw and infinite damage, Isochron Scepter plus Dramatic Reversal for infinite mana and infinite spellcast, which again is lethal with Niv-Mizzet Spellslinger. Rawl's Storm Conduit plus any 2 spell doublers like Double Vision, Expansion Explosion, and Bonus Round for infinite copies and infinite damage. And Narset Parter Avails plus any wheel like Reforge Soul to force our opponents down to 1 card in hand. So yeah, the deck is very strong. You control the board with Spellslinger goodies and then win the game with any of our devastating combos or just an army of tokens. The third deck is Gargos Vicious Watcher. Gargos is almost always built as a casual, janky Hydra tribal deck, focusing on the commander's huge mana discount to cast huge Hydras. My version of Gargos is very different, however, focusing heavily on the commander's powerful fight trigger to munch on all our opposing creatures. The idea is to ramp out Gargos and then quickly and efficiently trigger its fight ability by targeting it in other creatures with protection spells like Blossoming Defense, card draw like Hunter's Insight, and removal like Nature's Way, all while dishing out massive damage with our commander. Not only is all our targeted instants and sorceries causing Gargos to fight, but we also have other support cards like Season of Growth, Wild Defiance, and Precursor Golem getting tons of extra value from our instants and sorceries as well. Once the deck gets rolling, we're like a control deck, keeping the board clear of any opposing permanents, except unlike most control decks, Gargos kills people very quickly. Bored of slow, dirtly decks grinding out value? Looking to end the game fast in one glorious, explosive turn that will generate tons of mana, draw tons of cards, and deal tons of damage? Then Zada Hedron Grinder is the deck for you. When you target Zada with an instant or sorcery, you get to copy it for each other creature you control. If you control 3 other creatures, then you get to copy the spell 3 times, each copy targeting one of those creatures. That's a lot of copies for not a lot of setup, and it can lead to silly dumb turns that can win you the game. The deck works like this. Once you've ramped and placed down some creatures, and Zada Hedron Grinder, you're ready to go off. Generate tons of mana with cards like Battle Hymn, draw tons of cards with cards like Expedite targeting Zada, make more mana, cast more creatures, draw more cards, then eventually send them attacking for lethal with cards like Fists of Flame. Zada is all about the go big or go home mentality. Either you win in one glorious turn, or you get shut down and probably lose. That's the Zada way. Finally, we end things off with Sram Senior Edificer, a deck proving that mono white can be very powerful if built correctly. Sram is an ultra efficient card draw engine that costs only 2 mana. This powerhouse of a commander is usually built as an equipment commander, but building around auras is significantly cheaper, and honestly I think it's even stronger. Mono White is actually very good at supporting aura decks, filled with excellent tutors like Heliod's Pilgrim, recursion like Retether, and even insane card draw like Sage's Reverie. Focusing on auras fixes pretty much all the issues that Mono White traditionally has. The idea is to play Sram, protect him, draw tons of cards, then beef him up for some massive damage. If Sram doesn't kill people, then our army of tokens definitely will. It's simple but highly effective. These 5 decks are just a tiny sample of the types of decks that you can build for just 5 tickets online. So if you're looking to play some Commander, I highly recommend trying out Magic Online. For one payment of $10, you can have a fully upgraded Magic Online account, and from there you can sign up for free for a 5-ticket loan account with Cardhoarder to play all these decks and many more. Alright, that wraps up the deck tech portion of this video. Now for those who are interested in seeing these decks in action, I recently did a stream playtesting the 5-ticket Shrine deck, which I'll be showing now. Keep in mind that I'm very new to streaming and don't yet have a regular schedule, but if you want to see more streaming content, then let me know in the comments section below. That's it for my scripted narration in this video, and now I hope you enjoy this very much unscripted gameplay footage. Yup, this is why I don't stream that much, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Chat, let me know, of those 3 decks, real quick, you can be the deciding factor here. Which deck do you want to see me play? I have Gargos, which is all fighty McFight. I have Niv-Mizzet, the Spellslinger combo deck. And then I have the brand new Captain Sisay's Shrine of Fun. That is what I'm going to call it, the Shrine of Fun. So this one is Enchantress Control, Spellslinger Combo, or Gargos beat everybody up. Shrine, 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 shrine. Okay. Easy. Alright, that was not a hard decision. This hand has very little action, so Replenish is not going to be getting much value pretty fast. We have Trace of Abundance, which I kind of like, but I think we can do better, right, chat? We can do better. We're going to maul. This hand is a little janky, but we do have a Rampant Growth, which will get us our white source. And then from there, we have a Sanctum, an Idyllic Tutor, and a Captain Sisay. We're very far from casting Extinguish All Hope. We need 3 more mana, and we need 2 black mana. So that's not great, but it'll get there. Let's just keep this hand, though. And let's see what our opponents are playing. So, we have Krav and Regna. Regna the Redeemer makes, 1/1 tokens as you gain life. And Krav eats those tokens to get big and gain new life. So they kind of feed into each other. It's usually like Orzhov Aristocrats with like a life gain theme. Kaikar is very scary. Kaikar, I've built like storm decks out of Kaikar. Very, very powerful deck. Maybe this might not be the storm version of Kaikar. But either way, it's very difficult not to get a ton of value out of Kaikar. You just play cards and you make tons of tokens, and then you can use those tokens to ramp. So, very explosive deck, very, very much afraid. Neutropia I'd never seen other than limited. I've got spanked and spanked people with Neutropia in Theros Beyond that limited. Ooh, that was a cool draw. Let's just cast this, and by cast I mean play a forest and pass. Eutropia is good. It's one of like the most fair Simic commanders they've ever printed in a long time. Ooh, there we go. Yield until here. Okay, so Eutropia very, very balanced in terms of like Simic commanders after like Tatyovas and Kinnons and all that stuff. Yeah, just a +1/+1 counter deck with Constellation and Enchantment, so it kind of like it kind of merges two different archetypes together in a neat and interesting way. So I'm excited for that. Most afraid of Kaikar, honestly, especially like turn one Tundra, just kind of a little bit of a flex. Good, very good mana here. Krav and Regna, I'm kind of a little bit afraid of, but they take a while to get going. There's a 5 mana commander and a 6 mana commander. And they also usually, like Orzhov decks, are really good at killing opposing creatures, like Grave Pact effects, making them sacrifice. This is not really a creature deck. Like, killing Sisay is really annoying, I guess, but the shrines still need to get dealt with, so not too afraid of Krav and Regna in this particular sense. Eutropia, I have no idea what's going to go on. I think it's going to be +1/+1 counter themed. So we'll see. But right now, very clear idea here is we're gonna play like an island, cast Rampant Growth, get a white source. Yep. Still doing the thing we said. Cast Rampant Growth, get a Plains. And next turn... whoop. There we go, a little bit of lag. Next turn, probably cast like Sisay. No, probably Idyllic Tutor for the green shrine, perhaps. And maybe if we hit a white source, we can also drop down the Sanctum of Tranquil Light. We actually still need a black source. If we got a black source, we could do like Mystic Monastery next turn, or just a mountain next turn. And then we could cast Sanctum of All turn 4. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of this deck. Not gonna lie, a little bit afraid of all the stuff that's going on here. Sol Ring as well. This is... oh boy. Do you have any plans to do a budget commander article for shrines? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This is actually good practice for the shrine deck. Article. It's going to be a little bit different because obviously the budget, digital budgets are very different from paper budgets. Like, I'm running Replenish in this deck, which is like $100. It's $100 card in paper, but digitally it's like less than a ticket. So we're gonna cast Vivid Meadow, play Idyllic Tutor, grab a. Ooh, we could actually just mess with people. We can mess with people and drop like an Energy Flux. Yeah, let's go grab that. That seems good. I like hate cards. Ooh, that's a Merciless Executioner. Really happy I did not run the Captain Sisse out. Yeah, for Budget Commander articles, I always do a full breakdown, all the card options for every single aspect of building the deck, like Enchantress cards, and then ramp, removal, card draw, tutors, all this stuff as much as possible. And then I do sample deck lists. So I always start with usually around $50. If I can do it cheaper without, really hurting on the power level of the deck, then I will go cheaper than that. But yeah, it's usually $50, then $100, then $200. That's the pattern recently. Sometimes I go down to like $25 if I can. You have thought about doing the opposite of budget, where it's needlessly expensive builds of normally budget MTGO decks? I think that would be fun for like April Fools. Just for April Fools, you just pop that out. Ooh, stole the Kai card. That is gonna hurt. All right, let's play Sanctum Vault. So Wilderness Reclamation is a little bit of a weird one. I put it mostly because for Sisse, if you have Wilderness Reclamation on the battlefield and Sisse on the battlefield, that means you get an additional Sisse Tutor trigger, because you just untap all your lands and then use her ability again. That might be a little bit too cute if I'm just running it for, one card. However, I'm also running Leyline of Anticipation, which gives all my spells flash. So that makes Wilderness Reclamation a little bit better too. Seedborn Muse was a little bit too expensive for the 5-ticket budget. I'm not sold on this card. Maybe I take it out. We'll see. I think it's very good once you do have Sisse on the battlefield, but I'm assuming that Sisse is going to be shut down often enough that it's not going to be that consistent. Buddy of mine built Tyam for his girlfriend's first commander deck. He just had a Tanglewire. Yeah, I've never played Tyam, but I can imagine there's a lot of extra turns. And wow, our opponents are really going at each other. I do not mind this, by the way. Combos with White Sanctum, kinda. Yeah, I mean, the White Sanctum has a ability that requires mana. The red one too, the Red Sanctum too. You can discard a card, a land or a shrine to do some damage. So that's kind of good. Our opponent's tutoring for Lightning Greaves. I think we're just gonna drop down Energy Flux, honestly. I think Energy Flux not only is going to be really annoying for our equipment heavy opponent, which maybe this might be an equipment deck, since we've already seen two powerful equipment tutors. This might be like Jeskai equipment, which is a strategy I've never really seen with Kaikar, so that's neat. But I also think it's going to be really negative on our Orzhov player, because Orzhov generally has to focus on artifacts to ramp them. So that's a good way of shutting those two decks down. Doesn't really do much for the Simic deck, because I'm going to be assuming that most of the Simic ramp options are going to be either in enchantments or just, basic land. So it's not going to really affect them, but hopefully there will be other things I can do to mess with the Simic player. So he's targeting MSN Bot with Factor Fiction, In Bolus's Clutches, Merfolk Skydiver. Bolus's Clutches could be a little bit scary for us, because that could just like grab our Sanctum or something, and that could be a little bit annoying. I'm assuming our opponent's going to be grabbing the Bolus's Clutches, but we'll find out very soon. Oh, he doesn't take the Clutches. He takes something else. Okay. Well, for Sanctum of All, I think what we're going to be doing is grabbing the... we're going to be grabbing probably the Green Shrine. Fruitful Harvest. It's either that or we draw cards, right? Maybe we just draw cards. Yeah, let's just draw cards. I like to draw cards. Now, let's see what response our opponents have to Energy Flux. Nada. Let's play the Sanctum of Tranquil Light. And then play Savage Lands. And I think we're pretty good now. We have 3 shrines on the battlefield. We're going to draw 3 cards on our upkeep. And nothing to complain about, really. I'm a little late. Who's the commander? The commander is Sisay Weatherlight Captain. But I wish this chat did not disappear every single time. Our commander is Sisay Weatherlight Captain. Gets +1/+1 for each color among legendary permanents you control. Oop, there goes the Sanctum. And then you can pay 5 mana. Wooburg. It's a search your library for a legendary permanent with her mana cost less than Sis's power and put it on the battlefield. So it's really good for finding our shrines. Yeah, she's really good for the deck. Let's see chat settings. So our opponent taps Sol Ring to pay for itself, sacrifices a Sword of the Anime and the Lightning Greaves. So that pretty much sucks for our opponent. Our opponent has 1 card in hand. I can't imagine they're doing much this game. So if we had untapped lands, we could probably go Captain Sisay and Wilderness Reclamation next turn. But I'm probably just going to cast Extinguish All Hope. I think just getting these 3 creatures out of the battlefield and getting Sanctum of All back is pretty good. But we'll see what we draw. We get to draw 2 cards, or 2 extra cards. Doomwake Giant. That's interesting, but I think we just want to... 1 black... Extinguish All Hope. And play a land. Next turn is where the fun begins. We'll have Sanctum grabbing us another shrine. We'll probably play Sisay and then Wilderness Reclamation, and get another shrine to play with as well. We are in a good spot. I used to have a legendary toolbox deck with original Sisay was a fun one. Yeah, Sisay is very versatile. So far, our opponents have been shut down pretty well. I still haven't seen much action from the Simic player. Still 7 cards in hand. But I don't see much... Ooh. Smothering Tide is pretty good, but not that great with Energy Flux on the battlefield, let me tell you. I feel like the Kaikar player probably has the strongest decks, but there's no way... Like, the Kaikar player is just playing from behind so much because of all the hate they've been getting. But yeah, there's a lot of good cards being played. Like, none of these cards are bad. I used to say, Kaikar's died like 3 times now, and I have an Energy Flux in play. Skatewing Spy. Enter the battlefield. Adapt to creatures with +1/+1 counters on them. Have flying. Rishkar gives them flying. Very nice. And they can tap for mana. Oh boy. Alright, so we want the Honden to trigger next because we want to grab a shrine from our library first, so we draw an extra card with the Honden. Maybe we just do that. Yeah, let's do that. That seems good. Play Sisay. 4. Play Wilderness Reclamation. Play a land. Play a land. Come on, Moto. Come on, Moto. There we go. Alright, and pass the turn. Now we can get whatever we want. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's probably going to just be a shrine, though. So, Angel of Sanctions enters the battlefield, and it's going to hit Sisse. It will let me yield my turn. Oh, it gets... Oh, yeah, of course. It gets rid of Sanctum of All again. Okay. That is fine. That's alright. Our opponents need to use the treasures immediately. One shrine short, aren't you? Whoa. That is a good one. I do have an answer to it with Seal of Primordium, but it does hamper me a little bit. So let's see, what do we want here? Yeah, let's go for Sanctum. I really want that extra mana next turn. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. You know what? I'm just gonna do this now. I'm gonna tap this one down. How do you like that? Haha. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 shrines. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14. Yeah. So we can't do everything we want. But, next turn will still be good for us. How much would I have to give for Seth for him to play my oops all spells on Clash? The bribes will not work, chat. There's too many people who ask us to play their deck. It's more of a lottery. Just think of it as chance. Alright, let's get rid of the Angel of Sanctions. Because I want my stuff back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goodbye. I want my thing back. You stacked it wrong, I think? Yeah, I did. I could have drawn an extra card if I stacked it properly. My bad. Green? Probably just green. Doesn't really matter. Alright, let's go for this. Physically pressing OK to everything. Just moto things. Alright, so now we cast Sterling Grove. Then we cast Seal of Primordium. Then cast Fawn of Fertility. Oh no! Oh boy. I did all the thing in my head, and I realized I could play Ajani's Chosen first. But now I can't. Do you play the Ajani's Chosen after casting all your enchantments? The answer is no. I could have had somebody. I could have had 4 tokens. You know what? If they don't know that you had the Ajani's Chosen, then you didn't do anything wrong, right? It's only a mistake if your opponents know it was a mistake, chat. That's how it works, all right? So for my final play, I'm just gonna drop an Aura of Silence. Shh. Be quiet. Alright. That was exactly how I drew it up, chat, alright? And now I will hit Ankylosaur for daring to turn Sisse into an elk. Something she very much did not enjoy. It's not on record. It's definitely going on record. Alright, that was a good turn for us. Despite, you know, not playing Ajani's Chosen and having 4 additional 2/2s on the battlefield, everything else is fine. Let's see how our opponents respond to this. I feel like Enchantment Wraths are underplayed. I guess. Yeah, there could be more Enchantment Wraths. The nice thing about this deck, however, is that it runs multiple ways to get back all enchantments from the graveyard. So I have a replenish in my hand. If somebody removes my enchantments, it's mildly annoying, but not really. So I can get them all back really quickly. There's also Eerie Interlude, which is just like a more expensive replenish in the deck. And Open the Vaults, which is also just a more expensive replenish. It can also help your opponents a little bit. The really scary thing, though, is wiping the board and then having Scavenger Grounds to exile the graveyard before I can recur everything. That would ruin me. That would make me lose the game very quickly. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm also noticing with the shrines, if there was exile removal, then I would be in a bad spot too. Like if somebody just straight up permanently exiled Sanctum of All, my deck would not function that well. So that's just like one of the weaknesses to keep in mind in Shrine Tribal, is you really want to have ways to protect your shrines from exile removal. So one good way is Sterling Grove. Other enchantments you control have Shroud. You don't really care about targeting your own enchantments, if anything, but stopping your opponents from targeting it with like a Return to Dust or something is really key to not losing the game. There's also Privileged Position, which is really good too. Yeah, you can also get it back from exile with First Sweeper or Pull from Eternity. I'm not sure how deep you want to go on that. Maybe you probably just want to run that, yeah. You probably would want to run that because your 11 shrine cards are pretty key. Not all the shrine cards are key. You just need 6 really to go deep. But like Sanctum of All, you really want to have on the battlefield. You want the black one too because it's like the drain one, Sanctum of Stone Fangs. You really want the black one too because it's your main win condition. But I mean, Honden of Infinite Rage, the green one that makes tokens, are also really powerful too. Ooh, Sword of Fire, nice. I like. Can you see the Kool-Aid Man in Sanctum of All? The Kool-Aid Man? The big red animated picture of Kool-Aid with the smiley face? I don't think so. Chat, do you see it? I don't know. The other Kool-Aid Man. Alright, supporting away. It's there. It's a meme. The shape of the empty space within the clouds. I can kind of see that. If these are its legs, and like it has like a stubbly arm, maybe. Alright, Smothering Tithe. The only reason I don't like Smothering Tithe is I don't like the triggers happening constantly. That is, that wrestles my jimmies. Because I just don't want to press OK to it anymore. I think it's time. Do we go for the drain, or do we just go for a lot of creatures? Let me just go for the drain. Oh, I could have done both, honestly. I could have gotten the one that's the upkeep trigger, the creatures. Because then that will trigger on the upkeep. Then I grab the with Sanctum of All, I grab this one, which is a pre-combat trigger. It always messes with my head, because like the older ones were all upkeep triggers, and then the new ones are all pre-combat triggers, except for the Sanctum of All. So that was definitely a goof. But I feel like we're going to be fine. We'll make it. Let's get green. Oh well. Alright. So, we want these triggers to happen last. So the first clicked are the last ones that happen. Sure, let's just kill things. How much is 5 ticks around in dollars? $5. It's $5. And yeah. You can set up a loan account with Cardhoarder, which is a Magic Online card retailer. And they set up a free, you can get a free, one more time, from the top. You can get a free 5-ticket loan account where you can just loan, you can just borrow these 5-ticket decks. All of them are under the budget of the balance of 5 tickets, and you can play them for free. The only cost is for Magic Online. If you want to upgrade to a full account, which you need for trading purposes, it's $10 US. So there's a down payment of $10 US, and then from then on, you can borrow 5 tickets worth of cards for free at any given time and build all these decks, and it's kind of cool. We're just running out of stuff to grab now. Maybe we just gain a bunch of cards. How's this? I think that's good. So many Smothering Tide activations. Oh my goodness. We're going to discard a lot of cards. I have a feeling. Also, Moto's lagging. No! Smothering Tide, please leave me alone. Alright, this turn we're going to just tap out, because I don't want to deal with all this stuff. Probably just going to drop down, like... Oh, wow. Just destroy everything. I don't think we even need to cast that right now, though. Alright. So we're getting to our main phase. Yeah. Yeah, this deck is popping off. Alright. Here we go. What made you want Steamcore Weird as your profile pick? I just like the art. Also, I played a decent amount of original Ravnica Limited, and Steamcore Weird is really good in the draft format. Do you want to draw this many cards? I mean, I didn't come here not to draw cards, right? Oof. You know what? I'm not going to draw more cards, because Moto's lagging hard. Okay, we finally managed to get to our pre-combat main phase. Alright. Johnny's chosen. Graph comes out. I feel like our opponents need a board wipe right now, or else they just kind of lose. So let's just go full out, right? So now we're making... now we're making all the tokens. This is not how you play, by the way. Like, I should not be playing out all my token generators, because if I get board wiped here, I have nothing going on in my hand and I just scoop. But this is more entertaining, is it not? You might as well go big, right? So, we got our token generators on the battlefield. We got all the graft stuff and all these triggers happening. Moto does not like it one bit. And now we just play just a couple more. Just a couple more cards. This is fine. I'm just gonna tap the thing I'm enchanting. I don't care anymore. Nothing makes sense anymore. Massive misplays all around. Alright, we'll play the last Honden, and then we're just gonna pass it. Where do I get the list for these 5-ticket decks? Well, the one... Yeah, I already linked the one that I'm playing, but the rest are going to be coming with a article and video soon. Soon. probably tomorrow night. But I'll link them as I play them. Oh boy, alright. I've wasted a lot of people's time right now, going through these motions. But, I'm almost done, and I'm almost pretty certain if our opponents do not have an answer like this turn, they all die. Alright. Pretty sure we won, though. Pretty sure we won. Unless our opponents have a board wipe. If they have a board wipe, we lose. Because Scavenging Grounds is going to get rid of everything that's remotely good in our deck. All at once. Do you have another Budget Commander article coming out soon? Well, soon-ish? This week. Later this week, yes. It's probably going to be the Shrine deck. Alright. That was a good turn. We are going to pass it. Uh-oh. Oh, I guess he only has 2 mana, so it's not too scary. But Sir Conrad could be scary. In theory. Each player mills a card. Bold. They're desperately hoping you draw 39 cards. I mean, between the Sanctum drawing me 18 and the Honden drawing me another 18, that's what? That's a lot of cards. That's like 40 cards. No, that's not 40 cards. 18 plus 18. It's a lot of cards. I'm not going to do math now. I'm tired. 36. Yeah. Wait, is it... Oh, it's not a May effect. Uh-oh. I could just draw myself to death. Uh-oh. Have I gone too greedy? Yeah, I could just aura it. I could just aura my own Honden, and then I don't have to worry about anything. Which is, it pains me. It truly does pain me. Also, look how many upkeep triggers. Oh boy. See, if I have to be upset at Smothering Tithe across the aisle, right? Then at least the player who plays Smothering Tithe has to feel the same sort of anguish. It's only fair and balanced. At least you'll have good clips for the video. Exactly. Exactly. Alright. Alright. So the Kaikar player is tapped out. The Krav and Regna player is tapped out. It's... Oh, what? It's my turn? What? Ankylosaur just passed? Alright. Fine. I'll just make Hondens. We did. We got all 11. All 11 shrines on the battlefield. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Shrine-tron assembled. 11 shrines controlled by Dr. Anime. Oh, Ankylosaurus. You can, yeah, you can scoop if you'd like. I'm just trying to go through my upkeep and main phase as quickly as possible so I can attack. It's just, Moto's very laggy. See, like, I press OK to this, and it's just like, it's taking some time, so I'm sorry. It's a bit slow. Oh my god, and then the Smothering Tides. Oh boy. Yield until here, my turn, I guess. And just a reminder, this deck, 5 tickets, you can get it for free at Cardhoarder. Shameless promotion that they did not ask me to promote for. But I just think it's good. You won't be able to attack? Why won't I be able to attack? Oh. Yes. Probably they'll be dead. Oh my goodness, Smothering Tide. Please. I should have just blown up the Smothering Tide with the Aura of Silence. That's what I should have done. We're getting there, chat. Very slowly. But every single trigger is chipping away at the sanity. I was talking so highly of Moto on like all the great things Moto does really well. Like it does all the math for you. You can see, you could zoom in on any aspect of the board at any given time. And everything's automated so you can't ever do a mistake. All true things. However, pressing OK through all triggers will kill you eventually. Oh my goodness, Authority of the Consuls. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're getting there slowly, chat. So many triggers. Ankylosaur, if you're still there. What? What? Moto crashed. Oh boy. Well, I guess it's a draw. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up with the latest and greatest, click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to check out similar videos, click on the links here and here.